Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Black 22! 44's Mike. 44's Mike. Check.
And the ball to the ground attack here. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's feed him. Let's go. Black 22! Black 22!
To throw on second is Watson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal?
Tight end's right. You got 3 down, 3 down. Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. 52's the mic, boys, 52.
From the gun, here's Watson. Out left side here to Bryant. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is brought in at the 21. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, 4 down. All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
You got him. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Even.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
It's run, fellas, it's run.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty... because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, Murray. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And the quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them.
All right, here we go.
Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Out to his left. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football, because if it's popped up in the air it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Move. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Four down. Leopard. Alert 3. No. Check. Patriot.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
Everyone's got 4 down. Gun! Watch him now, Barney!
Operating from the gun. Murray being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a 1st down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line.
Hey, watch. All right, here we go. Green 39! No. Check. Patriot!
They'll run the option right here on 1st down. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. He'll pick up 7 there on the 1st down keeper.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a 1st down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Four down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They've got a 1st and goal just inside the 5.
Gun!
From the gun, Murray forced out to his left. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
And this Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal.
Gun! All right, here we go. 319! All right, now, lucky 56.
Operating from the gun, Murray. And he comes back with one complete. And he is out of bounds here. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for? It's who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night. Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So offensively on this drive, 2 of 2 on third downs, and now they face a third and inches.
Detroit! Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Check, crunch, crunch, crunch.
Hot!
Murray now. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. C.J. Mosley. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Boom, boom.
On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Lambo will put this one through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on,
one?
what does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know, you're right, because that's part of it, but that's...
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Dante Fowler in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Reset! Set! Blue 80! Blue 80!
Now Watson. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
Coming after you. Watch twist.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play caller, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a 2nd guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. shotgun snap for Watson. Dancing to his left. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down.
Watch tight end. Tight right, tight right.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
We got 4.
Out of the gun, Watson. It's caught at the right by Graham. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken around the 12. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. And that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one, too.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super tough.
On first down, Murray. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Well, once again, they go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Strong right. Strong right.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Hey, 4 down.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Murray steps away to his left. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
Leopard.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Gun, 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 gun.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down. It's caught. Shepard. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
4 down, check, 4 down.
On 1st and 10, Murray into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
That's it.
He has been interception prone here in his rookie season. How patient can they be with him?
That is the key question, isn't it? A lot of it depends on the head coach, what type of defense you have, and just a general understanding of the makeup of him. But the bottom line is you posed a great question. Are they at the stage where they've run out of patience, and now they get to demand production? Or do you continue to stay with them this way?
Tiger. Come back, come back.
Mike, 44.
After the interception, here's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
Green 39.
There's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon, and he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room that if you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage.
Hey, boys, we got...
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
To throw on 2nd down, Murray. This is Shepard on the catch. And they work this out past the 25.
Leopard.
A good
Leopard.
pickup there of 20 yards.
No. Check. Patriot.
Slant routes effective
Patriot.
no matter who's
No.
running the route
Check.
and catching
Patriot.
the ball.
Patriot.
But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same
Gun,
catch
gun.
radius with the bigger
Gun, gun.
targets.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Murray. And his throw is incomplete.
You know, every time we talk with people about the most important quality for a quarterback to have in the NFL, what do they usually cite?
Arm strength.
Yeah, and that's really way down on the list. Accuracy is one of the bigger ones, maybe the foremost one. That's what he needed on that play.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
4 down.
Detroit. 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 Detroit.
I'm coming after you.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
3 down.
From the gun, Murray. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
Detroit. Detroit.
I'm here all day.
Throwing out first down, Murray. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Watch left. Tight. Watch left.
Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
We got 4 down.
Mike's 5'9".
Throwing again. Murray. Over the middle, complete. It's Andrews. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
On first down, Murray. Buying time to his left. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
That's overload. Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
To throw on 2nd down, Murray. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Operating from the gun. Murray eluding the pressure right. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. Will put this one through, and that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Now they try the right side here. That running right through it. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Hey. We got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Tight left.
4 down. Set. Green, the line.
And on the ground, they'll go to the running back. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1.
Move.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout.
Tight end right. Even. 4 down. Even.
Tiger.
25, check 25.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. He's going to fire one deep, into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Ford. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Well, let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you got it.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Single.
Gun.
27, I'm coming for you. Cut his
From the gun, Murray. And the pressure gets to him again. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. As they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Now, lucky 56.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there.
Gun.
Check 59, Mike is 59. Mike the 59. Check.
Operating from the gun. Murray. He's going to float this one deep right side. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Taking it about the 16. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Right.
Come back.
3 down. Odd.
Tiger.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He looked to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bryant. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Tiger.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The offense on third down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at third and a few inches.
3 down, 3 down. 44 is the mic.
Richmond.
Check.
Now Watson from the gun, he'll throw. Finding his safety valve here. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Richmond.
A pickup
Tiger,
of 11 and a
Tiger.
Texans first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised
Come back,
to see
come
him try
back.
to come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it in out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 42 yards out. And his kick is right there. It's good. So we've reached halftime here on a Thanksgiving night. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Oh, good move. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a
All right,
doubt.
here we go.
Show them one thing,
3-19.
hit them with something else.
3-19.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of a yard into the second down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
They got it there on the option play for a loss. And all the way down to the 35.
Blitz.
A huge play there on the screen pass. 43 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
41's the mic. 41's the mic.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Tight end, watch tight end. Tight right. Hey, boys, we got 4.
Looking to throw on second down. Murray. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. This quarterback now 8 of 17 so far, under 50%.
Strong left.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Aaron Colvin there to make the tackle.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Strong right.
decision
Leopard!
as he stopped in
Leopard!
the backfield. Call that a loss of 5
Back there,
yards
not
on the
Philly.
play.
Here we go.
And that'll
Back
bring
there,
up a
not Philly. Here we go.
3rd and 11 situation.
Check 55, Mike. Watch the backer, watch the backer.
Off the play fake. Murray. Escaping the pressure right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4.
Down. Green the line. Green the line.
Kill. Turn. Kill.
And they'll run it here. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
Tight end left. 4 down. Alert.
Now they'll run it on the toss. A nice move gets him a few extra. Down just shy of his 20. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5.
We got 4.
Here's Watson operating from the gun. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Pulled in at the 24. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And now out come the Jags. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Strong left.
Here we go now. 319. 319.
41 Mike.
They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good
Watch
job
it now,
of just
Barney,
following those
Barney.
guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
So we got man.
On 2nd down, here's Jaguars. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Go, run.
Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets them a new set of downs.
Yeah,
2nd and
baby.
inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Single. I got a single in the slot. Single.
On 1st and 10. Murray under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
4 down. All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Hey, check right, check right.
A handoff to Cornell. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down.
All right, now look at 56.
It's third and
Look
very
at 56.
long.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
From the gun, Murray. Flushed out right. Sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be fourth down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And now out comes Houston. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Tight end's right. Even. 4 down. Even.
Richmond. Tiger.
From the end zone, Watson. He's got Fuller. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on first and 10.
Tight end's right. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
Black 99, feel it.
Check nickel.
Little play action here on first down. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Hey. 4 down.
Operating from the gun, Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Army.
Richmond.
Shift.
Come back.
44. Mike, 44. Come on, baby.
Third and long. It's Watson. And he fires one, but incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. The Jaguars getting set to go. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Come on, let's go! White, 90!
Now a handoff looking right. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Here we go now! 3-19!
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Four down. Check, check.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
From the gun, Murray. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And now out comes Houston. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
Here's Watson. And he finds his tight end, Graham. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation, let him sneak his way across, coming back underneath, put it in his hands, let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10.
4 down. Alert.
Here's Watson. Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Too fast, baby.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. We got 4.
Come back, come back.
44 is the mark.
Watson now. From the gun, he'll throw. Flush to his right. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 4 down, 4 down.
Black 99, feel it.
Fofo's the Mike. Mike's Fofo.
Tiger, tiger, tiger.
I'm going to run you over.
Watson wants to throw again. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Miles Jack in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Leopard, leopard. Here we go now. Blue Liner.
And now he'll tuck it and run. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Get out of here, man. Double tight, guys. Double tight. Hey, 4 down. 4 down.
Let's go. Red 38. Red.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6.
Detroit, Detroit. Leopard, leopard.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6.
Detroit, Detroit.
Operating from the gun, Murray. Now he'll do it underneath his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Again, it's Cornell. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Leopard. Leopard.
4 down, 4 down. Back.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot.
Check. Mike 55, Mike 55.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go
Leopard.
down immediately.
Leopard.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third
Watch it
down.
now, Barney.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play. His defensive linemen, they covered things down for him because offensive guys, the linemen, what they're trying to do, as you know, is block the guy at the point of attack and then climb to the next level and give the linebacker. When you're not allowed to climb, you got a free hitter, and that's what we saw there. And a really nice play result for them.
On third down, and he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We got 3 down.
So on now is the kicker, Josh Lambo. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And Lambo will put this one through, and they continue to lead in the battle of field goals here. It's now 9-3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 21.
4 down. Check.
And now just 3 seconds before the 2-minute warning, they're going to call a timeout here defensively.
Let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning.
Hey. We got 3. 3 down.
Check 9.
Reset. 44's to Mike. 44's to Mike.
Watson on 1st down. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Here comes the boom.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Down. Blue 80. Blue 80.
We got three, fellas. We got three. Check.
Tiger.
44 is the mic.
Back to throw.
Here we go.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. That one goes for 24 yards.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Single.
Come back.
Check four.
Tiger. Come back.
They'll look to throw.
Watch the run.
It's complete to Fuller. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be second down. It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line.
44, Mike, 44.
Richmond.
I got it.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans can take the lead with an extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where
Here we
your
go now.
preparation
Blue
and your
90.
confidence comes into play.
Blue 90.
They've worked on these
Yeah,
situations.
they practice this all the time,
They
don't
practice
they?
it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a
All
lot
right, now,
of
lucky
cases,
56,
the great
lucky
competitors
56.
really love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Tight end right.
He'll look to throw.
We got four.
And will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Coverage that time by Aaron Colvin. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Three.
Back to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Stop right there.
Detroit!
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there.
Gonna try it here. He's back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Texans are going to win the football game. Boy, going for it at this stage in the second half, back in the shadow of your own goalpost. Explanation, please, Mr. Davis.
I'm not sure I'm going to give you a great one, but here's a thought that I had. I wonder if maybe instead of going for it with your offense and announcing your intentions, that maybe you run out your special teams and fake it. Because even though teams say, hey, we plan for the fake all the time, I know from experience, you look at the situation and say there's no way they're going to fake it here, and they probably had a better chance if they tried it that way.
Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost felt like open up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you?
I
You loved
did.
the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So for the Texans, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they'll have a few extra days here now before they face the Lions next week. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, the problems just get worse and worse as they fall to 2-9 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.